All right, welcome back. We continue live right here on Pittsburgh CW. Join us tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Steelers pregame show, Steelers kickoff. We'll be on the air live, and then tomorrow night, right after the game, it's the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. And my panel tomorrow will include Paul Zeiss, Joe Starkey, and Jason Mackey. And yes, Penguin season is about to begin. We'll take some of your thoughts on the Penguins and where you see them ending up this year, because I think they're loaded and ready to go and ready to make a claim for that Stanley Cup back from the Washington Capitals. I think it's going to be a fascinating season. Let's go to line 4. We got Mike in Bethel Park. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Yeah, good, Bob. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Hey, if I can mention this, and I'm not sure if it still holds true, but I believe, like, when Wannstedt was here in the 2000s, when they first built Heinz Field, someone told me that they travel Friday night to Monroeville, and it's actually like a road game, and then they go to the stadium. I don't know if that's true, because I think as long as they don't have a campus on-site football field like most schools, I don't think they're going to get top 5-star recruits. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, where would you put it?
Well, yeah, that's a problem. It's so developed now. I think they're stuck, and I don't know if it'll ever happen. That's why. I mean, this might be
right. That's what I mean. It's a difficult place right there, and I think people in Oakland don't want that, to be honest. People who live there.
Correct.
And so I think that's a hard thing to. You know, the bottom line is, again, it's going to have to. If you're tracing that to winning, all you have to do is look back at Pitt when they played on campus. How many winning seasons did they really have in terms of winning national championships? Only one. So I don't know if there's a correlation to be made or not. All I know is you got to recruit better. However you do it, you got to do it. And they haven't done it as well as Penn State or West Virginia, quite frankly, over the years. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, thank you. But, you know, look, I want to see Pitt athletics do well. I do. I think it's good for the city. I think it's good. But, you know, at some point, you have to look at the bottom line here, which is wins and losses, and make conclusions that are relevant to that win-loss total. By giving extensions to people who haven't really proved themselves, you're costing yourself money in the long run. And what have you really done? Make them earn it. And I say that not just for Pitt, but for every college out there. This whole idea of giving guys lifetime contracts, 10-year extensions. So what does that mean? Mike Gottfried, I remember him. He boasted one time he got a lifetime contract. He was fired within 3 years. It's not a lifetime contract. It's stupid. It's a recruiting ploy that doesn't work. Let's go out to Jim in White Oak. Hey, Jim, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah, let's not fire another coach here. Let's get to the real problem. After 2 years ago, whenever we beat Clemson, the only team that beat Clemson, the national champs that year, nobody showed up for the last couple games. Again, you know. And then you say Penn State, we ain't getting a marquee players like them. All I see is the Pitt players going to the NFL Hall of Fame, and you know. And here's
okay,
another
but they
thing
don't get enough of them. And let me ask.
We played Penn State 2 years ago. My friend had 2 extra seats, sold them to people. They were sitting next to me. I figured, well, they're Penn State fans. These people bought these 2 tickets for around $700, and they were Pitt fans. They wouldn't buy the whole season pass and go to all the games, but they spent that much money because the fans are there, but they got to get off their butt, you know, and come out to the games and cheer them in.
They're not going to be the reason they win or lose.
It's
nice to get it. What I'm saying is
the recruits. It gets the recruits.
Okay, so you're telling people to go out and spend their money on a team that loses. You say Clemson, I say Miami. Out of those 2 wins, what have they done in the ACC? What's his record?
But the thing is, you got to.
I'm just asking, what's his record?
And a good crowd.
Yeah, you know how you do that? Not through 1 win out of every year. You got to do it by winning conferences.
And how do you win?
That's how it takes it. You got to recruit better.
Players.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And have they had enough recruited players that are good enough to make this program sustainable year after year? The answer is no. You might have 1 or 2 Hall of Famers here and there.
Players, and I see a lot of the Pitt players going to the NFL Hall of Fame.
Okay, what's the difference? They have more of them there. That's all I'm saying. They don't have to be Hall of Fame players. They have to be better players. We get a real
good player here and there, and I mean,
I get it.
I have an argument with my son-in-law right now. Who's going to do better in the pros, James Conner or Saquon Barkley? I don't know. What are the stats here?
I think I'll take Saquon Barkley, but thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, it might be. It's just an open thing here. But
no, I get you. I understand what you're saying, but
I go with
just because you have more NFL players doesn't mean you have a better roster.
Well, whatever. Let's get the fans here and let's see what we can do recruiting.
But you have to give the fans a reason to show up. It's the same dilemma that the Pirates have. The Pirates are in the same boat. You got to give the fans something to show up for. You can't expect the fans to show up before you put out a product. It's as simple as that. One more quick call. That's Marzette in Pittsburgh. Please make it quick, please, Marzette. How are you?
I'm doing well here. I just feel like the Pitt defense, I just feel like the corners, they're just not aggressive enough. Like, I've seen corners press way better than them. I just feel like there's something going on at practice. They're not allowing them to advise them their proper technique, but I just feel like the
I don't know if it's
just not.
I don't know if it's players, I don't know if it's coaching or a combination, but they get beat every game and they're giving up huge chunks of yards. Penn State now is going to beat Ohio State. It looks like they're up by 27-14. We're back after this.